Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today I'm excited to go over one of my favorite floor plans, and that is the 2018 Thor Freedom Elite 30FE. This is an awesome bunk model, great family floor plan with some sweet amenities. Let's start off right over here. So one of the things I love when manufacturers are able to do in any floor plan, whether it's a travel trailer, motorhome, fifth wheel, is when you're able to get a campside dinette. And the reason for that is this is where you'll be sitting. You know, you'll want to be looking out to your campsite while you're having your morning coffee, your breakfast, whatever it may be. This is what you want to look out and see, not stare out at your neighbors. You'll also see you have 4 cup holders here. One of the great things and appeals of motorhomes is the fact it's much more enjoyable for the riders. So you see you have seat belts right here, so you can have legal riders on that side. They can sit there with beverages in the cup holders here, because that way they're not falling out. You know, a lot of times you have a cup and you hit a bump, it falls off. Not the case here. Having these built-in cup holders, although it may seem minor, is actually a really nice thing to have. Then you have the little buffet kind of going across there too. If you take a look up top, you'll see you have 2 LED lights up here, you have speakers built in, and you have electrical outlets. So again, if they need to sit here and plug in any electronics, it's nice and simple to do that. And then up top, take a look at that. Strut assisted, folks. That way it's one-hand operation. You'll also notice that your DVD player is right up there too. That is hooked up into the TV. The last thing I do want to mention about this dinette, this is a dream dinette. So this does drop down into a bed. There's a little lever underneath here. You just flip the lever. This pushes right down. You can fill it in with the cushions here, and that gives you that extra sleeping capacity. Now, I talked about that electrical outlet up there, but there is another one right down here, so that way both sides have access to an electrical outlet. Let's take a look up front here. The great thing about the Freedom Elite, the cab overs in here, folks, all of these are rated for 500 pounds. That's really important. A lot of manufacturers out there are somewhere in the 300 to 350 range. And, you know, I know, like, for myself, I'm easily, over 200 pounds. So if I'm up there, and there's someone else up there too, it gets really dicey sometimes. So having the 500-pound weight capacity, in my opinion, is awesome. It makes this Bunkover super usable. A couple other great things. One, you'll see this large TV, huge TV here. That is on a swing arm mount, so you can swing that out so you can be watching it, whether you're here in the sofa or sitting at the dinette. Another thing I like about it, and it's a Class C, so it's pretty obvious how it makes up. This chunk right here, this cushion fits in. That gives you your sleeping space. There is a ladder, there's some hooks, so you can easily climb up into the top too. But the thing I really like about this cab over, these side panels right here are removable. So if you want to just store stuff in there, you can do that. Or you can take all these cushions out and you just have a ton of extra storage up here, folks. Again, 500-pound weight capacity. Maybe, the kids are getting older, they're moving on, they're growing up. You now have just all this extra storage up here, which is cool. You also have some cup holders up top, kind of up front in case there are, again, extra people that are up here. Window, so lets in some natural light there. And then right up top, you have a vent. This is pretty important too, purely because if you're not running the AC, you'll definitely want to open some windows up, open that vent up so the people up top here, aren't dying of heat. Let's talk real quickly about the cockpit. So this one is built on the Ford E450. For the most part, it's pretty similar. If you've seen a lot of the Ford chassis, a lot of these things will be quite similar. Obviously, you have the cup holders here, a little bit of storage underneath. Cool thing about this, a lot of people don't know, this is actually removable. You can lift this up like so, and then it actually just folds off and comes right off. So if you want to take this unit out, you want the extra leg room instead of having the storage, you can remove this, which again, kind of a neat extra feature. You'll also see you have your backup camera and radio right here in the center. So that way, obviously, you can listen to music. You have an auxiliary port there. This is Bluetooth capable, but more importantly is this right over here. You see this little HDMI port? What you can do on here is you can take a HDMI cable from your cell phone or a tablet and plug it right into here, and this unit has what they call screen mirroring. So basically what it does is it takes what is ever on your phone and puts it right on here. And folks, for things like GPS, that is phenomenal. I personally use Google Maps all the time, even just to get home, because it gives you essentially real-time statistics, and if there's an accident, it lets you know, gives you that extra wait time. So you can plug it in right there, run Google Maps, and essentially you have a free GPS system, which is pretty darn neat. Then, as you'd expect, everything for your AC and heat is right there too. On the off-door side, you see you have the jackknife sofa right here too. It does have the armrests, which are great. Now, because this folds down into a bed, you obviously won't want your armrests there. So these do just pull up and out nice and easily, and you can line them up just as easy. You pull the cushion back a little bit, you can see where they go in, and shove them right down in there. You also have 3 seat belts here, so you can have 3 more riders. But the thing I love about this setup is this is great for families. It's great for any kind of guests, friends, anyone that wants to come over. So you can have people here, you can have people here in the dinette, and it creates a great space for conversation. And then just like over to dinette, you also have 2 cup holders here for our riders. A big window there to let in some natural light. Up top here, you see you have 2 LED lights as well as your speaker built in there. And then storage going all the way across the top. Again, strut supported, nice quality unit, super easy to get in there with single hand access. Another thing that I really like about Freedom Elite, a lot of the things are things you can't see when it comes to construction features. And wherever you have anything hung in a Freedom Elite, they have AGS steel behind the wall. That's awesome, folks. You want to talk about excellent structure and support, that's definitely it. You can basically hang on these cabinets and you don't have to worry about anything coming down. I mean, they are super strong. And what you can actually do, I don't have one on me, but if you take a magnet and put it on the wall, if it's by where something is hanging, you'll see what I mean. It'll stick right to the wall, which is really cool. Right over here, we kind of step into the kitchen. You see you have pantry space in there. And over to the side, you have your microwave with your hood right underneath here. This is kind of neat because what they've done is they actually put an LED light here. So instead of your standard like vent style hood, they went with this plate, which I honestly don't mind at all. This plate's super easy to clean, and you get an actual LED light, so it brightens up your cook space a lot more than your standard RV hood. Behind that, you have excellent space for all of your spices, kind of creates a really nice residential looking kitchen there too. You see you have a recessed cooktop with the glass cover on here. This folds up and back, so this kind of doubles as a backsplash, which is nice. 3-burner cooktop there, the front one being high output. And then you have an oven right here underneath. As we go through the rest of the storage, you see you have storage underneath the oven right there, nice and deep. Over to the side here, you have your trash can, little fold down drawer here with your little sponge trays, and then you have 3 drawers right along here. You'll see the bottom 2 are much longer than the top one, so that way you can put your silverware and some larger utensils in there. Big single bowl stainless steel sink. Now I do have some people that prefer a split bowl, and I understand, but I'm telling you folks, the nice thing about having a big bowl like this, especially one that's super deep like this sink is it's a lot easier to wash your residential pots and pans, especially when you have the high-rise pull-out faucet. If you do need to plug anything in, you'll see right over here, this guy just pops right up. You have 3 outlets in there, as well as 2 USB ports. So plenty of places to plug in things like coffee makers, cell phones, tablets, need to charge them, things like that. The other thing I really like about this is right over here. If that's not quite enough countertop space for you, you have this guy which pops up, gives you that little extra prep space on the left side of your cooktop here, which again can be quite handy. As we make our way back, we kind of start to step in to the bunk area. But right before is your fridge freezer combo. You can see that right here. Plenty of space in there. It is a Norcold unit built right here in the US. This one does run off both propane and electric, and also has automatic switchover. The thing I really like about this unit is it has a thermostat right here on the outside, so it is very easy to adjust. You'll see you have storage there up top, as well as storage here right down below. Nice big storage there too, so it's perfect if you have your residential pots and pans. And one thing I did forget to mention, when you have this up, if you want to put an appliance here, like a blender or something, you'll see you have an electrical outlet right down below there too, so that way you're able to plug it in, because obviously you don't want to stretch a cord across your cooktop. Now as we move back into the bunk area, you'll see right over here is your control panel. You have generator start here, you have your tank monitoring panel, slides, everything you would expect. Notice that your water heater, you have both an LP option as well as your 110. you can turn both of those on at the same time for higher recovery. And then your thermostat is right below that. Over across the way here are your bunks. So you have a top bunk. This just folds down nice and easy, 250-pound weight limit on that. The bottom here is your dinette. So that way you can leave this up and the kids have a place where they can play card games or, draw, play board games, eat, whatever you want to do right here. You'll see you have removable covers on both the windows too. So that way the kids have some privacy at night. You can just put those up nice and easy. One of the other things you'll notice is the TV. You have a TV right up here in the top. And a lot of times, it's unfair. They're like, oh, well, why does, the kid in the top bunk get a TV? Well, take a look at this. When you make the bed up, you also have a TV here in the bottom bunk. So it's nice and simple. You'll obviously just drop these cushions down. Same thing on the other side. That will create your sleeping space. And both the top and bottom bunks do have the TVs. They have a privacy curtain right here. They can close all the way off. You'll see it comes around. And the track actually bends right here. So that way it completely closes this space off. And then you do have a door here into the master bedroom. That way, again, you can close that off for additional privacy. Right across the way here is the bathroom. If you take a look in here, you'll see it kind of has almost like your raised toilet bowl there. Porcelain bowl, folks, so it's super easy to clean. Off to the side, you'll see you have your toilet paper roll right here, as well as some storage underneath the sink. Nice big countertop in here. This is great. That way you have places in which you can set down curling iron, hair dryer, things like that. Electrical outlet right there. Stainless steel bowl. Large mirrored medicine cabinet right up top here. So that way you have plenty of room for, some of your larger items. You can see, even if you want to roll some towels in here, you can. But then you also have this right here on the door, which is your triple towel rack. So that way you have a convenient place to hang those towels. Vent right up top here, as well as LED lighting. And then over to this side here is your shower. Now, just to give you an idea of height, I'm 6 foot. You can see I can actually clear the ceiling here. But if you are a little bit taller, you have a nice big skylight. That'll easily give you an extra 4 or 5 inches there. You have a hand wand, make it nice and easy to wash off. And then you have your shelves here for your soap and shampoo. As we step into the bedroom, you'll see the queen bed here in the center. And then you have storage on both sides. On the one side here, you see the nice big hanging wardrobe there, so great spot to hang some clothes. And then you have the storage going all the way across the top. You'll see that is nice and deep. Easy one-hand operation because it is strut assisted. LED lights there as well. If we take a look right down below that, you see the nightstand on this side also has your entertainment center built in there, rather the radio system. So this unit is Bluetooth capable. It has an auxiliary port, which is great. Controls the speakers in here as well as the speakers outside in that entertainment center outside. I'll show you where that is when we head out there. And then right down below, you see you have a nice little drawer here for your nightstand, as well as an electrical outlet down below. The other side, you still have a nightstand here. However, in lieu of a drawer, they just have an electrical outlet, but it's still large enough that if you have a CPAP machine or something like that, you have a place in which you can plug it in. Window on the back here to help let in some natural light, as well as one right above the bed. And then right here at the foot of the bed, take a look at this. You'll notice you have a nice hanging wardrobe here as well. So not only do you have the one by the bed, but you have this one here. So great hanging space. Nice big deep drawer underneath. Take a look at the size of that drawer. You can fit lots of clothes in there, which is great. And then over to this side here, you see 3 more drawers here. So plenty of drawer space. This bottom one here is a little bit bigger than the top two. So, again, great space in which you can put the folded clothes. And then right up top, this is a little different, but you'll see it's a little versatile. So what they did is they built a shelf in here to give you storage space. However, if you want a TV in the bedroom, essentially what you'd do is you'd remove this shelf here. You'd probably remove this as well, this door, but your TV hookups are in there. So that way you have a spot in which you can have a TV in the bedroom. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a quick look at some of the outside features of the Thor Freedom Elite 30 FE. Starting out, as I had mentioned inside, this one is built on the Ford E450 chassis. If you take a look up above, you see the nice front cap on there. That's something that is a standard on the Freedom Elite, folks. Most manufacturers, that's an option you have to put on. Not the case here. It gives it a nice aggressive look, helps prevent some water intrusion, and gives you a little extra insulation up top there. As So we come around to the side. This one does have bi-directional mirrors, as you would expect, but it does certainly help with some extra visibility when you're driving. You'll see the running boards here, so it's nice and easy to step into the coach as well from either the driver or passenger seats. Large power awning, just touch a button to have that roll out. Same thing to have it go right back in. Then you'll also see it has an LED light strip on there, so you can have light at night. You don't have to worry about hanging up your Christmas lights or anything unless you really want to. Now, when we were inside, I talked about an outside entertainment system, and that's what you have right here. These two speakers right here are controlled by that unit in the bedroom I had showed you, and right in the center is a TV. This way you can set all your chairs around here, and this creates a nice little sun block, so that way you don't have a bunch of glare on the TV and you can watch a show. Right underneath that, you will see you have great storage. Take a look at that. That's awesome storage to have on the door side. You have rotocast bins here, so you don't have to worry about anything rusting out on you. If you put something that's wet that's in there, it's no big deal. Or if you have wood or something like that, you can just take a hose or a power washer and clean that right out. So we take a step over a little bit. You'll see right here you have double electrical outlets, so if you need to plug anything in, that is a great place to do it there. And then right underneath here, you see some additional storage there. Again, the rotocast bins. One of the things about the Freedom Elite that I really like are the things you can't see. We're talking about the construction of the coach itself, and Freedom Elite is second to none when it comes to Class C construction. And the main reason for that is they use MoreRide to do their upfitting. If you haven't heard of MoreRide, they're a pretty well-known manufacturer of different items in the RV industry. But the great thing about using them for a Class C is the fact they are a certified upfitter. What a lot of people don't realize is most manufacturers out there are not. So as soon as they cut into a chassis and they start building on it, they're voiding out that Ford or that Chevy warranty, which that is not an issue with the Freedom Elite. Also, when they do build it, they have their I-beams going all the way across. That is a great structure to be setting this entire home portion on. Again, most manufacturers just have two I-beams running down the center. They put outriggers on the end. Not the case, the Freedom Elite, they have those going all the way across for that excellent structure, and you'll feel that when going down the road. It'll be a lot more stable or when you're at your campsite. So again, when it comes to construction, folks, Freedom Elite is the best of the best in the Class C division. You come right down here underneath this slide out, you'll see you have a couple more storage areas. You'll notice you have a light right in there as well, so it's easy to get to. Again, rotocast bin, same thing over here. And most manufacturers wouldn't put lights in there either. It's really cool they do that in case you are getting in here at night. And then right over here you see you have your propane quick connect in case you want an outside grill, if you like to cook outside. And I like the fact that they hit it in here rather than just being down below. It's one less thing you have to worry about, right? Is backing up and hitting that propane line. Not going to be an issue because they tucked it away in there. And then right here on the slide itself, take a look in there. Again, you have nice big storage area in there, which is great. And all the storage that we just looked at, folks, is on the door side. If you take a look up top here, you'll see this slide out has a topper on there as well. Again, we're talking about things that come as standards. So you don't have to worry about constantly climbing up there and sweeping off the top of your slide. All you have to do is retract the slide, and any pine cones or sticks that are up there will naturally fall right off. If you do need to get up on the roof, however, for any kind of maintenance or, again, just preventative maintenance, getting up there and taking a look, which I do recommend doing at least once to twice a year on any RV, you do have the ladder that is built in right here, so it is easy to climb up there. And as you would expect, it is a fully walkable roof. You'll also see you have a backup camera here. That way, as you're backing up, you can see, I love my wife to death, but she is not the best spotter in the world. So having that backup camera is huge for me, and it'll make sure you don't hit anything, or more importantly, anyone. You take a look at the bumper here, you'll see that you have a painted bumper on there, so that way, again, that's not, rusting out and looking all nasty. And then right underneath here, you have your hitch. So one of the cool things about this, folks, that is a 8,000-pound hitch. Most manufacturers won't get rated for that. The Freedom Elite is. It's a special rating that manufacturers have to get. So having an 8,000-pound hitch on there is awesome. If you want to, be able to tow a big trailer or something behind you, if you want to use this for work, maybe as a work write-off, something like that, you have the capability to tow some heavy stuff behind you. Let's come around to the off-door side. We'll open up this storage area right here. This is your main storage area on this RV, and take a look at how much room you have here. This is underneath the rear bed, and when you lift the bed up, you do have some access to, the front portion of this, but this is a huge exterior storage area to have here. Your city water connection is right here. Your tank fill will be right next to that. So, you don't have them split up. They're right next to each other, nice and easy to use. Obviously, your fuel fill right there. And your terminations are right down here. You'll see they have their own little spot where they're tucked away again, which is nice. Rather than having it way down low, they lifted it up, and then you have this so it's easy access. You don't have to get down on your hands and knees to dump your tanks. 30 amp detachable power cord. Cable inlet is directly above that. Outside shower. So take a look at this. How often do you see this on a Class C, folks? It is a color matched outside shower. As I mentioned, a lot of times it's the little things that make a big difference. Most manufacturers will just put a black outside shower on here and called it good. Not Freedom Elite. I like the fact that they did color match it. It just makes it a lot more streamlined, a lot smoother looking. And then right down below, we'll open this up for you. So propane, nice and easy to get to. You can see that right there. And as we make our way down a little bit further here, I'll show you these real quick. And then there's something on the slide I want to show you here too. But let me open this guy up for you. So these are a little bit tougher to get to, as you'd expect. They're underneath a slide. But again, just having this storage here is great. And you can see, again, nice big storage area, rotocast bin. Right up front here is your Cummins Onan 4,000 watt generator. I'll open that up for you so you can take a look. But that will basically power everything in the coach, which is what you want. But I talked about having that color matched outside shower. Look at this. They did the same thing with your water heater. Not only they color matched it, but this is recessed, folks. That's huge to take those extra steps to do that. Color match the furnace on there too, so all that is very clean looking. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is a 2018 Thor Freedom Elite 30 FE. As I mentioned, this is one of my favorite Class Cs. It's a great floor plan. Definitely something, if you have a young family, you want to take a look at. If you are interested and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.